Missions, even evangelical missions, looks more to me like a Peace Corps than it does a proclamation of truth. Missions is not about sending missionaries. Missions is about sending the truth of God through missionaries. And it is only those men and those women who have struggled violently to know Him that can be propelled by that power into the mission field. Years ago when I was in Peru, I had a young man call me from the United States and he said, "Brother Washer, I want to come down there to Peru and work with you. I just want to give my life away." And I said, well, tell me about your studies. Are you in the Word? How many hours a day are you in the Word? Well, that's not really my forte. I just want to give my life away. I said, well, tell me something about God. Tell me something about truth. Well, Brother Washer, you're not understanding me. That's not really what I'm about. I just want to come and give my life away in Peru. I said, young man, there is no one in Peru who needs your life. They need someone who can come here and tell them about God. In all your Bible study, in all the little books you read, in all the going to and fro and cassettes and CDs and downloads and whatever else the internet can think up, how much time do you simply spend knowing God, the greatest of all pursuits? Mission springs forth from a heart of a people that honors God. But in order to be a people that honors God, you must be a people who know Him. I'm not here to say something beautiful. I'm not here to say something eloquent. I'm not here to have you leave talking about power in the pulpit. I'm here to ask you a question. How much do you know God? And then let me really catch you. How much of your life, your Christian life, has been given to the pursuit of knowing the attributes of God and the glories of God in the face of Jesus Christ? Therein lies your problem. So many do's and don'ts and rules and regulations and doctrines, all precise and fine, and that is good. But if you've left off the greater thing, you can never have anything but strange fire, if you have any fire at all. You must seek to know Him. Does anyone find you at 2 in the morning crying out to God to know Him? All you young men studying in seminaries and this and that and going to this retreat and that retreat and group hugs and getting together and singing Kumbaya and all the other things you do. Does anyone ever find you alone at 4 in the morning beside yourself because you must know Him? That's what makes a missionary. We have enough little boys standing in pulpits shouting about theology that's not a reality in their life. Most of us have already got more truth than we'll ever be able to live out. Do you seek Him? Is there ever a sleepless night? If I don't have more of you, I will die. If I don't know you in a greater way, whom do I have but Thee, O God? Do you remember when that governed your life as a new believer? Or did it ever govern your life? When the only thing you thought about was Him. That was it. You had no great aspirations of being used. No desire for greater ministry. You just wanted Him. You wanted to know something about Him. Do you remember when you just prayed because of Him? I could tell you to run off to the mission field, and you might just run off an empty husk. Driven by romantic passion for missions. And you'll need stronger medicine than that to keep you on the mission field. what I encourage you to do is to run after Him. Pursue the very thing for which you were pursued. For Him. To know Him. To know Him. Who are you? I want to know. That will be my magnificent obsession. To know my God. And then from that will flow out the work of God and the ministry of God in your life. Missions is not some independent thing that we decide to join up with. It's not a work that we suddenly feel called to do. It must be an outflow of true spirituality. It must flow out of communion with God. It must flow out of a correct understanding of who God is and His works in the world and the glory that He's getting for Himself. It must flow out of knowing this, that everything outside of Jesus Christ is absolutely absurd. And that all things were made for Him. They were made through Him. They were made by Him. They were made in Him. He's to have it all. But what part of go don't you understand?